Hey guys, reviews and recaps here with our first video ever. Today we'll be talking about the show The Flash and where it went wrong.
Yeah, hey, welcome to our channel.
Oh yeah. So make sure to like and subscribe. Anyway, The Flash, when it came out, was a popular show adapting from the comics and using references, and it was very phenomenal. Everyone loved the mystery of who the Reverse Flash was and what was happening, and the plot was very good for season two. Season one, sorry. Season two, the same thing with Zoom. Still a very good season. Basic premise, but great plot. And season three, another speedster. And this is where it kind of started to go downhill, and where people, kind of were skeptical that things weren't right. Because in the comics, Savitar was an ancient force and a god, but he was just buried in some sort of suit. Yeah, so more on that later. Anyway, let's give a little recap.
Okay, let's go back to 2014 when The Flash season 1 first came out. So this follows Barry Allen, and when he's 11, his mom is murdered and his dad is falsely accused of it and arrested. So Barry doesn't know anything, but it was a blur of red and a man in the yellow suit. So now he's an adult now, he works as a forensic scientist and he's trying to figure out who actually killed his mom. So this, and at the same time, Dr. Harrison Wells is developing a particle accelerator, but when he turns it on, it backfires and Barry gets struck by lightning at the same time the explosion of the particle accelerator hits him, and he gains superpowers. So he gets friends, Caitlin Cisco, Dr. Wells, who help him train him with his powers to fight a bunch of bad guys. So basically, they find out Reverse Flash is Dr. Wells. Dr. Wells was the Reverse Flash the whole time, and Dr. Wells, he's stuck in Barry's timeline, but he just wants to get back to the future, where his home is. And also, just to add on, when Barry's mom was murdered and his dad was taken to prison, he moved into his crush's house and kind of like grew up with her, loving her. And then like they have like this relationship, he's in love with her, but like it's kind of like he's in love with his half sister. It's kind of, I don't know. I might be the only person who finds it weird. It's just weird.
So yeah, basically season two. It's very cool. It's with this speedster named The Flash. Sorry, Zoom. And basically Zoom is an interdimensional time demon, let's just say. And the Team Flash discovers that there's something called the multiverse, which is basically an infinite amount of Earths with doppelgangers of them. We focus on Earth 2, that's where Zoom is from, and he pretends that he's actually Jay Garrick. Now, Jay Garrick is actually a doppelganger, which is Flash's dad, and when Barry sees that, he is a bit confused. He's mortified, let's just say. Anyway, Zoom uses V9, which is a serum that makes you fast, and that's why his lightning is blue. He seeks Flash's speed because he wants to be the only speedster
And the most powerful. So season 3 starts out with Flashpoint, the Flashpoint timeline, which is the timeline where Barry, after witnessing Zoom kill his dad, is like driven into recklessness, so he goes back in time and saves his mom from being murdered, which means that he doesn't become the Flash. So soon he realizes that he has to set back the original timeline. So he does that, and there's this big bad guy called Savitar that is from the future, and he's like there's like a big revelation of him being Barry Allen from the future, like an evil duplicate of Barry Allen from the future. And this evil duplicate of Barry Allen from the future wants to kill Iris. And they don't want that to happen because, well, Iris is their friend, but also Barry and Iris are now married, so I don't know. I'm probably the only person who finds this weird, but it's just weird.
So yeah, season 4 starts off with Barry conveniently getting out of the Speed Force after he was trapped at the end of season 3. I mean, it was kind of obvious, or they wouldn't make a season 4 of The Flash. Anyway, he gets out, battles a samurai android named Samurai. It was interesting. Anyway, and then there's this guy named Clifford the dog, who, gets struck by lightning with a mechanism on his head, but instead of getting speed powers like Barry, he gets a speedy brain. So basically, he's a very intellectual guy. Anyway, Cecile finds out that she has powers, she can read emotions, and she also gets pregnant, which is weird. I feel like, isn't she like 50? I don't even know at this point. Anyway, that's not the most important part. There's Ralph Dibny. He's a new member of the team. That's canceled from season 6 or something. And yeah, basically the Thinker wants to rid the world of intelligence. At first, he wanted to be the teacher for Glory because he thought all humans were incompetent, but he was corrupted, and now he just wants an army of mindless servants. And he's going to use a satellite to do so. Okay, yeah.
So season 5 starts out with Nora West Allen, who is the daughter of Barry and Iris's weird relationship from the future. So she comes back to the present because she wants to spend time with her parents, because Barry supposedly, according to her, dies before she gets to meet him. Well, when she's really little. So yeah, but it turns out she was working with the Reverse Flash. She's working with the Reverse Flash, and so the Flash got the Reverse Flash back again. So also season 5 introduces Cicada, and basically his goal is to kill every single metahuman ever, because a metahuman killed his daughter. So he actually got metahuman powers too, so he's quite a hypocrite. And he kind of he has a suit, or his dagger takes away power from other metahumans so he can fight them. And he has this Darth Vader mask to conceal his identity. Also, there's this whole subplot with the Reverse Flash, and so he's stuck in a prison in the future, and he has Cicada's dagger strapped to his chest so that he can't use his powers to get out of the prison. But then, so before that, he knew this was going to happen, so he created Cicada, and when Team Flash destroyed Cicada, they knew that, and Reverse Flash knew that they would, the dagger's power would die out, and that's how Reverse Flash kind of escaped, and they had a battle with him in the future.
Season 6, it's the climax of a book, because there's pretty much 2 parts to it, Bloodwork and Mirror Mistress, and Bloodwork, in our opinion, was the best part. Basically, Bloodwork, his Ramsey, Caitlin's friend, his mom died to cancer. He also has the cancer, and he wants to cure himself because he has so much to live for. And basically the only cure requires dark matter, and he does experiments, but it kind of backfired. So yeah, his mind is corrupted. Now he's evil. Um, yeah, so that's the best bit. And then there's Mirror Mistress, which basically when the particle accelerator goes off, she like gets trapped inside a mirror. But what actually happened was she was pulled in the mirror, I believe, by a different version. So yeah, so she's kind of on the loose. And the last episode seems really rushed because it's, oh, let's all sing Kumbaya, because they just talked her out of it instead of doing an actual battle. So yeah, season 6 was just, you know.
So we haven't watched all of the Flash season 7, but we have heard that it's horrible. Like, we know a few things about it. Like, at the end, they have like a full-on lightsaber battle. Like they have Thawne, Godspeed, and the Flash have a lightsaber battle. Like, since when can they do this? And how does it even work? Like, throwing lightning makes sense, but it's nonsensical. And like, since when can they do this? It's like if you walk into a restaurant that's called Chicken Town, and you ask them for fried chicken, and they say they don't have any. It's like terrible. From what I've seen so far of the Flash season 7, I'd give it a 4 out of 10, honestly.
Alright, so now we're going to do our, this is called Reviews and Recaps percentage score, and we did, the score was 96 for it. A flaw was that Barry, he has the most overpowered superpowers ever in the world, and instead of just cuffing the villains, he just, talks away like it's a dinner party. A strength is just the overall plot is really well framed.
Although it's a bit overarched.
Yeah. And one more flaw. Do you have anything to say?
Oh yeah. So The Flash is a lot of more lighthearted show. It's just the way they name the supervillains and make jokes in serious moments. I just find it a bit unrealistic. But this is just nitpicking. The Flash season 1 is amazing. So for this one, I voted 90%, and my friend voted 100%, so it's a 95. So I'm going to say the weaknesses. I think the only one big weakness was that it recycled a bit from season 1. Like, Harrison Wells was their friend, then he's actually Reverse Flash. Jay Garrick was their friend, he's actually Zoom. I thought the revelation that Jay Garrick is Zoom was a bit predictable, but otherwise, it was a good season.
And the strength was that I love how they introduced the whole multiverse. It opened up so many possibilities for future seasons and other thoughts.
Flash season 3, my friend voted 65% and I voted 79%. So the average is 72.
One of the flaws was that the Savitar, the variant, was a variant of Barry, obviously, and he wanted to kill Iris, and Iris is his motivation. So she's Barry's world.
Honestly, I didn't really see anything that stood out as really hit like from the other seasons of The Flash. But there were not many bad stuff either. So nothing great, nothing really bad.
So we really went after this season. I gave it a 50, and my friend here, you gave it a 68. Yeah, so I feel like there were a lot of flaws, and it was mainly just DeVoe. Like, he had a good plot, but I feel like like he had a really good character, but I feel like what he was trying to do was like kind of strange. It doesn't seem like something a villain would really like do. I don't really know. It was interesting because it doesn't seem like someone with such a high intelligence would,
Make such a dumb plan.
yeah, and strength.
Right. So I agree with my friend here. Season 4 was not a great season. It wasn't that good. However, there was an episode kind of seeing how DeVoe got his powers and his like descent into the villain he is. I was really engaged in that episode. I thought it was really, really engaging and interesting. And it was also interesting like to see how he was just a normal guy and he kind of became a villain because of his large amount of intelligence. I just thought it was interesting. For season 5, I gave it a 86 and my friend gave it an 83.
So like an 84%. Yeah. So one of the flaws was just kind of Cicada Grace. I'm not really sure what to call her, but let's just call her Cicada 2. It's kind of hard to believe that there would be like a second Cicada with a different character, and it wasn't really explained too well how she actually came into existence because she was in a coma, and it never really said in the present timeline how she actually got out from it. I guess I mean we want that, but I think that that's a little great things.
Yeah, adding on to that, the first Cicada was pretty interesting to watch. Like I really liked watching.
Sad to see him go.
Yeah, sad to see him go, and I really enjoyed watching him becoming the bad guy and like his whole life story.
His character development.
Yeah, it was really good.
Realized.
And then by Cicada 2, it was like
the
I really just don't see the point of Cicada.
Yeah, there were some really great fight scenes with it, but it's I don't know. It wasn't.
Yeah, but also there's like a different version of Wells each season, and I think Sherlock Wells, Sherlock. I'm still pronouncing it wrong. You can cut that out.
No.
Okay. He's my favorite. He was one of my favorite Wells.
Mine was HR, but never mind that. So season 6, we got 67 average. My friend gave it a 60. No, I gave it a 62. Sorry, and he gave it a 73. Anyway, basically, the downside was, your mistress. It's not saying much, but out of context. But Bloodwork was, in our opinion, just the better villain, better storyline, better backstory, better, I would say cause, but that's kind of not it.
And character development.
Yeah. And Mirror Mistress was kind of arrogant.
Yeah. On my part, I gave it a 73 because the Bloodwork storyline was just, I loved it. The Mirror Mistress one dragged it down. The Mirror Mistress one, it could have been good. It had potential to be good, but I just feel like it was a bit boring.
It was kind of rushed.
Yeah.
COVID.
But I also thought it was a bit boring. I kind of stopped watching, but I still know the basics of what happened. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So far, the only highlight of season 7 was Fear Me and The Speed of Thought. Otherwise, the other episodes had plenty of scenes I had the urge to skim over.
It was a good plot. It was just really bad acting, especially in Eon's part. It was just a lot of yelling, contradictory. Yeah, basically, you gave it a.
I gave it a 40.
I gave it a 20, so it was like only
30%.
Yeah, 30%. Yeah, not really much to say. It was all the critics are going after it. Yeah. So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and more videos coming soon. Bye. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. So this was just for fun. We're not trying to like attack the CW about this. The Flash is a good show. We truly think that. It's just like this is just like advice, basically. It's advice. We're not trying to like be rude or anything.
Yeah, we love the Flash. We watch it ourselves. So
it's what bonded our friendship.
Yeah, I guess.
It did. Like we were friends before, but then I was like, hey, you should watch the Flash. And like you did, and then we talked about it.
I was all over it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys let us know in the comments if you have any thoughts.
Thanks.
I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and if you want to, you can like and subscribe, but you probably don't like this video. So yeah.
All right. New content soon. Bye.